My name is Greg Klym, and I'm a mindfulness-based wellness coach, and I'm also a yoga teacher. What brought me to this practice was my own suffering, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and I knew I had to make change. And that's often what happens with people, is that they get to the point where it's like, this can't be anymore. I have to make change, and I'm not sure how to do it, so can you help me? We really are conditioned beings. We have a way of thinking and doing, and we create these grooves in the brain, these neural pathways that keep us doing the same things. But change is possible, and that's what I try to really impart to the people that I work with, that you can do this. You can do this. It's not rocket science. It's just a practice, and when you do it consistently, you change. Life is like a fast-moving river, and we all feel it. Sometimes it's really, really turbulent. Sometimes it flows really, really fast. Sometimes it's calm. It's constantly changing. And sometimes we feel like we're getting tossed around by this river. And we can get on the riverbank and just sit by the river and notice the river and not be so caught up in the current. Through the practice of mindfulness, through the practice of just paying attention, through the practice of slowing down and breathing and working with your body, with your nervous system, coming back to that rest and digest, that healing capacity, and then you can see. And you don't have to be so caught up in A, your mind, in the turbulence of your mind, and B, the turbulence of the world around you. And that all just comes with a breath. Just a slow, deep breath. And we have all these experiences that really are layered into us, and they shape how we see the world and how we interact in the world. And unless we start to turn to it and start to understand it, we really are on autopilot. We are conditioned beings. We're habitual, and we don't know that we're habitual. So I think the biggest piece for me is helping people to become more self-aware and understand themselves better. And we all have our own inner GPS, our own wisdom, our own intuition. I hold space for clients, and I give them tools and resources to go inside and to understand what's going on inside themselves so that they can choose and find their way. And then realize that they have all this amazing insight and wisdom within themselves that they can start to use. And the strength and the courage, like, that's a big piece too, right? It's a hugely courageous act to look at yourself. It's just so powerful, and it just reminds me every day why I'm doing what I'm doing, and to keep doing what I'm doing, and to just to bring it out into the world. I want joy. I want joy in my own life. I want peace in my own life. I know it can't be like that all the time, but I want to bring more moments, more stretches of time where I feel that. And this practice has brought that into my life. And we can cultivate within ourselves, through these mind-body practices, different ways of being, different ways of seeing, and more positive attitudes, bringing more joy and happiness for no reason other than to just be joyful and happy. Cultivating the good, looking at the good and feeling the good that's all around us. You start to feel differently, and you start to scan the world differently. You start to look for things that are good as opposed to things that aren't good. And you feel it, it changes your attitude, it changes the energy within you. You're working with your brain. Neuroplasticity says that we have a brain that's changeable. We can change our brain from moment to moment just by seeing and focusing and having a different attitude. Remember, you can breathe. You can create calm. You can create clarity. Remember that you are so much more than your thoughts, so much more than your emotions, so much more than your story. Remember, you are vast. You are awareness. You are our love.